Good morning, everybody. It's really great to have you here. I'm really glad you could join us this morning. You know, from the beginning, our mission at Nike has been to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And the importance of that mission and our relentless drive to serve our consumers are as resolute today as ever. At the same time, we are driving change throughout our business to take advantage of all the big shifts in the athletic landscape. Where others see disruption to old models, we see opportunities for new growth. And that's why we are so excited to share our approach. And whether that's redefining the North America retail landscape or accelerating our international momentum. We've mobilized against our priorities, and we're driving growth in new ways. And we expect that over the next 5 years, over 50% of our growth will originate from new innovation concepts that will scale across multiple categories. We expect that digital revenue, both owned and through partners, will increase from nearly 15% today to over 30%. And nearly 3/4 of our growth will come from outside the US. We will deliver the sustainable, profitable growth you expect from Nike with new dimensions to match today's dynamic marketplace. And that's what today's really all about, is helping you all, our investors, better understand the aggressive shifts that we're making in service of our athletes and our mission. So we will detail how the consumer direct offense and our triple-double strategy will lead this transformation, and how we'll ignite our next phase of long-term, sustainable, profitable growth. We are very confident that executing this strategy will drive high single-digit revenue growth and mid-teens EPS growth over the next 5 years. Later in the day, Andy will share more detail on the drivers of our projected growth, both across the near term and the long term. So, how will we fuel this growth? We're really driven by 3 core beliefs. We believe in the growing popularity of sports and active lifestyles. We believe in the powered consumer who has unprecedented options. And we believe that the global demographic shifts are really tailwinds for our business. So let's start with the truth that most people want to lead healthier lives. As they increasingly embrace wellness and fitness, sport is becoming their lifestyle. And as a result, Nike is becoming more meaningful for more moments in a consumer's life. For example, 40% of Americans participate at least once a week in high-calorie burning activity. In a developing market like China, the scale of sport is staggering. Over 400 million people are active at least once a week. And the ways we consume sport content is also changing dramatically. Today, sports fans have new ways to feel connected to their favorite teams and athletes. The NBA, for example, has over 1.3 billion social media followers across the league, teams, and player pages. And while some say that sport viewership is slowing, it's actually taking on new life through streaming and social media. In the US, for example, live sports makes up less than 2% of traditional TV programming, but generate 50% of Twitter's TV-related conversations. It's also clear that we operate in an age of powered consumers. They set a new expectations from brands. In their mobile-led world, their options are really limitless. They are infinitely informed. As an example, more than 80% of shoppers consult their phones for price comparisons and availability before they shop in brick and mortar. And that's why we're so focused on building a seamless marketplace. A point of contact should never be a point of friction. They also have limitless or infinite choices. Within seconds, anyone can quickly shop tens of thousands of Nike styles. And when they buy, they're voting for products that are measurably better and distinctive, which is why we lead, and we always have, with innovation. And their world is infinitely faster. Most consumers believe orders placed by noon should be delivered on the same day. In response, smart supply chains have redefined convenience. We're turning Nike's scale and our vertically integrated assets into a speed advantage. Even more energizing is that this powered consumer is about to explode in population. Over 2 billion digital natives in markets like China, India, or Latin America will join the middle class by 2030. In North America, Nike's primary consumer base is 50 million people. If population trends in China continue at the expected rate, our projected consumer base in that market is more than 10 times larger. Nike is on the right side of change, and we're incredibly excited about these new opportunities to connect our brand and products with consumers in new and powerful ways. And that's why we've sharpened our approach. We've aligned, as you know, against the consumer direct offense to serve athletes faster and more personally at scale. And for our teams, it's creating end-to-end alignment and more focus on the opportunities with the greatest returns. It's adding resources against 3 core areas of our business through our triple-double. That's 2X innovation, 2X speed, and 2X direct. You'll hear a lot more about this today. In 2X innovation, we will lead with more distinct platforms, moving from seeding to scaling a lot faster. We'll edit to amplify to give consumers better choices to match their preferences. And we'll set a new expectation for style, creating a new aesthetic to wear in all moments of their lives. To the consumer, there is no trade-off between sport and style. We know that more than half of the athletic footwear and apparel is bought for non-sport activities, and we have even more room to grow in this market. In 2X speed, we're investing in digital end-to-end to serve this insatiable consumer demand for new and fresh products. To use a sports analogy, you can't run an up-tempo offense if only half your plays are designed for speed. So we're building new capabilities in analytics to deliver personalized products in real time. And we're engaging with more partners company-wide to move faster against our goals. In our supply chain, we've joined forces with leading robotics and automation companies. And we're serving millions of athletes and sports fans faster through manufacturing bases that are closer to our North American consumer. 2X speed is really all about delivering the right product in the moment 100% of the time. In 2X direct, we have a lot to share today. We never, ever take the strength of our brand and premium product for granted. They are indeed our most valuable assets. With 2X direct, we want as many Nike touch points as possible to live up to those expectations. And that's why we are investing heavily in our own channel and leading with digital. And with our strategic partners, we'll move resources away from undifferentiated retail and towards environments where we can better control with distinct consumer experiences. And that is, in fact, how we've organized the day for you, in alignment with the triple-double, so you will understand in more depth and detail how we're moving forward. Today, I'm excited. I'm a product geek, and I'm very excited that we're going to lift the curtain, not completely, but a lot more, on the future of innovation. Innovation that will truly benefit the athlete, will create more value in the marketplace, and it will extend our leadership. As I've said before, growth starts with great product. And that growth comes from the scale of our powerful portfolio, where we deliver across key categories through powerful brands, up and down price points, in footwear and apparel, and for men and women. And that diversity means we have the flexibility to shift investments to the biggest opportunities to reach the right market at the right time. This is one of Nike's greatest competitive advantages, especially in a very shifting landscape. You'll hear a lot more about this throughout the day, but let me hit on just a few dimensions of our portfolio. Michael Jordan is the embodiment of the competitive spirit and greatness, and the Jordan brand continues to inspire new generations through new sports in new countries. Our high-growth innovation opportunities in Jordan are building off the momentum we see in performance basketball and supercharging new apparel franchises and developing women's-specific products and experiences. Converse, our iconic youth culture brand, is creating a new foundation for growth. Converse will renew its focus on its authentic sports legacy and then combine that with Nike's innovative platforms. Tremendous opportunity to get that leverage. We already have the world's most popular shoe in the Chuck Taylor, as you know, and we're well on our way to accelerating growth through a more diversified portfolio of product. Products like the Chuck 70, the Jack Purcell, the One Star, and a few more surprises to come over this next year. Converse is also driving a speed agenda for their most in-demand products, including activating their own express lane. Through our categories, we turn specific insights into commercial opportunities. And one of the most important changes of our consumer direct offense was the creation of our standalone Nike women's business that goes beyond training to encompass running, sportswear, and training together. And this alignment really puts us in a better position to drive consistent and holistic point of view for Nike women. We'll deliver more innovation in women's product with a focus on new platforms that are just for her and more choices for women's sneakers, a huge opportunity, we believe. We'll continue to expand our audience with more versatile sizing options in bras and tops and bottoms, like we did this past spring, with an extended plus size line of over 90 styles. Running has always been the lifeblood of Nike. When we build momentum there, it carries really to all parts of the company. You can feel it with our strong innovation, with the marathon podium sweeps you've seen over the last year, and the communities of runners we're mobilizing around the world. You know, as someone who got the running bug back in high school, I've finished my share of marathons. I love to see this sort of resurgence, this new landscape of running emerging. You know, as we all know, the running silhouette across performance and lifestyle is really fueling considerable growth in the athletic industry right now. And over the last several months, our teams have created a running revolution of sorts for Nike and really the whole industry. We're delivering more innovation and more choice for runners than in any time in our history. We have 3 distinct platforms that cover a full spectrum of sensation. Each is really at a different stage of their adoption cycle, from early launch to scaling with impact. To deliver pure speed and energy return, we have the amazing Zoom X. In fact, the Zoom X system is capable of delivering up to 85% energy return. By far, the most responsive cushioning system we've ever developed. I'm incredibly proud of this product. So you should look for Zoom X to begin to scale with new versions of our celebrated Pegasus shoe, the most popular running shoe from Nike. The cushioning platform, I believe, that has the greatest potential to benefit the widest range of people is Nike React. It delivers an incredible combination of comfort and resilience, and it's lightweight, responsive. Nike React will scale from basketball this season to running, to training, and to sportswear. First up is running with a new shoe we are unveiling today, the Epic React. This is the first React running shoe. It's a shoe that's both soft and responsive. It's light and durable. The React foam, like so many of our innovations, was developed in-house, and it gives us more control over the quality of its performance, and it makes it more profitable for us in the long term. Another enduring intellectual property for Nike is that of Nike Air. And we continue to add new dimensions of Nike Air. As a platform, it's a several billion-dollar business and growing. In fact, if Air was a standalone athletic company, it would be the 3rd largest in the world. VaporMax, along with the other Air Max innovations in our pipeline over the next 5 years, will drive several $1 billion of incremental growth. And today, you will see some of the new VaporMax hybrids that are driving that expansion, featuring new silhouettes that cross over both performance and into sportswear. Air is connecting deeply with consumers. It has for a long time, and driving new demand for classics like the Air Max 97, the Max 95, and Tuned Air, popular favorites. And today, we have an all-new platform that will join the Nike Air Max family, and that's the Air Max 270. The Air Max 270 is Nike's first lifestyle-specific air unit. The large airbag allows for significant displacement, which gives the shoe a trampoline-like feel. And when we talk about distinction in product, Air really gives that to Nike, both visually and the function and the sensation. We're really going to push the edges of Air over the next several seasons, so stay tuned. Another way to leverage the portfolio is by sharing the advancements in design technology and new ways of thinking and new ways of making. Today, we're combining digital tools like computational design with digital knitting so we can make, test, and refine very quickly. Nike has entered the age where we create the machines to match our imagination, not the other way around. Take the LeBron 15, for example. Its high performance and striking style were made possible by BattleKnit, which is a first in our industry. It moves beyond a single layer into a new multi-dimensional knit for a more provocative look and obviously more performance and support. In apparel, we have new ways of making that are creating exciting possibilities. You know about the Flyknit bra, and later you will see a full range of tops and tights. And with our leading clubs and teams, we're using digital design to create single-layer jerseys that combine complex data sets like range of motion and temperature with body maps for sweat and cling. Later today, Eric will provide detail on a new footwear production process that uses robotics to create a pair of uppers in 30 seconds. It's amazing the advancements that are happening in the manufacturing side of our business. And last month, our materials team introduced a super material called Fly Leather, which is made up of at least 50% leather. It's 40% lighter. It's 5 times more abrasion resistant. And I'm happy to say has an 80% lower carbon footprint than traditional full grain leather manufacturing. So we can have high performance and we can have sustainability and profitability built into one. So innovations like Fly Leather contribute to our commitment to science-based targets that will reduce our footprint as a company. Very important. Another new major innovation you'll see today, incredibly exciting, is Performance Fit. You know about the HyperAdapt 1.0, which moved product from static to adaptive. In the future, we believe product will be predictive. It will move at the speed of sport, really shaping to our feet in real time. We will now offer the HyperAdapt technology at a lower, more accessible price point, including non-powered adaptive footwear systems that will greatly improve overall fit. You know, I opened our conversation with the changing landscape in both sport and with the consumer. So new ways have created a different way to win. And throughout the day, our team is going to show you how Nike's driving focused growth in the areas with the most potential, how we're delivering speed at scale, and creating new consumer value to build a healthier marketplace. So I hope you enjoy the day. But before I go, we thought the best way to close out a talk about growth and innovation and our connection to the athlete would be to hear directly from one of the most competitive and successful athletes ever to play the game. And I've had the privilege of working with him for about 15 years, seeing firsthand how the athlete and our company can evolve together. So there he is, the man. Hey, Kobe. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you.
Good
to see you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Well, welcome. Kobe's been traveling a lot lately.
Well, it's good to be in Portland. You know, in LA right now, it's like 150 degrees, so it feels good to get like some cool, crisp air.
Yeah, really. You just got back from Europe. I mean, literally, what, yesterday?
Yeah.
So, and Kobe was recently in China. In fact, you've been going to China for about 20 years, right?
Pretty much every year, yeah.
Yeah, Kobe was, I mean, you are an innovator in many ways. Obviously as an athlete, but beyond off the court too. I see that when we sit down to create product. Pretty amazing. But being one of the first athletes to go to China and really immerse yourself in that country and that culture, it's been phenomenal to watch that. And obviously other athletes have followed. Yeah. What have you learned from all that?
Well, I mean, there's such a passion for the game.
Yeah.
Right, and such a curiosity to learn more. And I think what we'll continue to do is continue not only to teach the game, but also to inspire them through the game, which I think is more important, right? You teach the game of basketball, you teach why sport is important, and then through that sport, they'll learn more about how to better themselves, and how to push themselves beyond what they thought was capable, and you know, the potential is limitless.
Yeah, well, there's obviously a huge appetite for sport in China. You've seen that change throughout the years.
Yeah, I've seen it grow. I mean, the more they learn about training and pushing themselves beyond their limits, the hungrier they get for it.
Yeah, well, it's been great to see how when you travel, you really get into it. I mean, you speak the language, you speak many languages.
I try.
You try. Well, and people know that and they appreciate it. But you've been a big part, I think, of actually helping to grow basketball in China and just the interest in sport Kobe continues to be one of the most popular athletes in all of China. It's like imagining anyway, going back to the Beatles when they were on tour. The fan base is incredible. So another aspect of you personally is your engagement with technology and digital. Since you've stopped playing, you've immersed yourself more and more into digital media. But you've always been kind of on the forefront of connecting with consumers or your fans through digital and social. So how important is that, do you think? And where are we going with
Well,
that?
I mean, it's extremely important. I mean, it's like I said before, it goes beyond sport. How do you make a connection with the consumer so that you help inspire the consumer? And I think in this day and age, beyond what we can do from a social media perspective, is actually creating portals through the product, right? The Jersey Connect. Right?
Yep.
Not only are you purchasing a product, but you're also giving a consumer insight into the world of the athlete. We can actually just see the stories, updated stories, time and time again, that can bring consumers into that world and inspire them. So, we're continuing to figure out new ways to connect.
Well, you've always been big on storytelling.
Yeah.
Kobe's been involved, obviously, with many signature shoes through the years and apparel. He's one of I have to just say, he's one of the most intense athletes, obviously on the court, but off the court, he's equally intense. You've got a million ideas.
Pain in the butt to work with.
Yeah, some people might say pain in the butt. You know what, though? Nike really gets better with athletes who are demanding, that really have a point of view, that know what they need to perform better. That's what makes us better. So rising to meet your expectations, to exceed them, really has made us better. But he is one of the most amazing athletes I've had the privilege to work with, and I've worked with many in product design, because you get into it.
I do. Well, I always fall back on the core of the entire company, which is listen to the voice of the athlete, right? That's what we all, and so I think that's what the big separator, because you guys really stick to that. I mean, you guys really believe in that, and I think the value of that is immense, because the product that comes out of it, the stories that come out of that are true, and it's something that you can't find everywhere else because it comes from the athlete.
Well, that's what makes us better. I mean, and that's why we're here. We exist to serve the athlete. That's not just a nice saying. It's really the heart and soul of the company and the culture.
No matter how big of a pain in the butt they can be.
Yeah, well, and they can be a big pain in the butt. But the other thing about creativity, you go beyond too. You look at nature, you look at art, you look at science in different ways, and you bring that into your point of view on the product. I think that's fascinating.
No, thank you. Our conversations get really weird when we sit down. We start talking about like great white sharks and leopards, and then we're talking about a Picasso and all these other things, and how it relates to human nature. It's not necessarily the discipline, but it's more so the meaning or the truth behind those things that we can then relate to the product.
Yeah. Well, you've been and continue to be tremendous. In fact, there's a new product, our latest collaboration with Kobe, that we're not going to completely unveil today here. You might see it a little bit later. But I thought maybe you could help give a tease.
Yeah.
It's actually, I'll just say, it's called the Kobe 360. And as Kobe continues to push us, this product represents a breakthrough in how shoes are designed and made. But why don't you?
It's really sad. I'll try not to give away the whole thing, but it's really a challenge in duality. How can you create something that is so lightweight, so minimal, without compromising stability, without compromising the performance of it? How can you do that? And then from an emotional perspective, how it relates to myself as an athlete is how do you have this balance between love and fear, right? When you're playing the game that you love, right? But you also have that fear that you just may miss that game-winning shot. And it's about balancing those two things that gives an athlete great perspective or helps you reach your fullest potential. So how can we bring that through product? How can we create something that is so minimal, I mean like feather light, right? But gives you great strength and great stability. How can we do that? And with the 360, we managed to pull it off.
Good teaser?
I geek out about this stuff.
Yeah, believe me, he really geeks out, and we love that. I mean, we're both geeks in that sense. Hey, by the way, the Kobe 360 is one of many things that you'll see today. I think it's perhaps going to be one of the big highlights of the day. I hope it is for me. So you'll see lots of products, Kobe 360 included. This is the most impactful portfolio of innovation we've ever had. You've heard me get excited about product in the past, but I think you'll get a taste. And I should remind you that there's a few things that aren't in there, but you're going to see some incredible things nonetheless. So I just want to take a second and thank Kobe for, this is continuing. This is not an end to our relationship, but it's a point in time, and I want to just say thank you again for personally and from Nike, the engagement that you've had. You've been inspiring as an athlete, but also as a collaborator. an amazing person to work with on and off the court. So thank you, Kobe.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So that's it for